Hello everyone. So today we are going to start the second lecture of our topic, that is food and health. Yesterday we have discussed what are the major things required for the good health and what main basic nutrients we should take in our diet, and we should always take a diet that is balanced diet so that we should not fall ill and all the necessary requirements will be fulfilled in our body. See, though we keep everything in proportion, we are taking very good food, our mothers and family members are taking lot care of us, but still sometimes what happen, there is certain things happen like we fall ill, sometimes we have a common cold, so many other things happen. So this is all because of the diseases. Diseases may be infectious also, like they can transfer from one person to another, or diseases, they are sometimes deficiency diseases also. So basically our diseases are categorized in two forms, that is communicable and non-communicable. Communicable are those which are infected, which are infectious also and can pass from one person to another, and non-communicable which cannot be transferred, like these are deficiency diseases, deficiency of any vitamin, any mineral in your body, which is for the individual itself. They cannot be transferred. So this is what we are going to study today. So in this part of chapter, we'll study about the types of diseases. Diseases which are infectious, are transformed, are caused by very tiny living things called germs, and others caused a deficient disease. So this is also what we call the diseases which are deficient. Now, next comes the type of diseases. If we'll talk about, two categories are there, different types of diseases are there. Germs or virus which are caused, they are sometimes the common cold, and many other diseases. Now we will discuss about them. Okay, this is infectious disease. Sometimes you might have noticed that we have common cold, or any child having conjunctivitis in your class, they are suffering. And many times teachers say that you be away or do not sit with other child so that others may not fall ill. So this is because they can spread from one person to another, and it is called communicable or infectious diseases. So we should be very much aware of, like, the people who are suffering from these type of common cold, these are all caused by the germs and the virus. So we may also fall ill if we are sitting close to them. Nowadays, you all know corona is also going on, and that is also a viral disease. So we are advised not to sit very close to the person or any person, because nowadays we are not aware, we don't know which person is actually suffering from that. So what is the common cause for these infectious diseases? Sometimes they are spread by the infected food and infected water also. Like, food get infected by the germs if they are not properly stored. You have not properly stored. In the last lectures, we have discussed that how we have to preserve the food. And sometimes if they are not preserved properly, then they may cause the spread of infectious diseases. Now, germs come through the dust, dirt, and insects. For example, the cockroaches and the house flies. Also, eating such food can cause diseases. What diseases we can have? Like diarrhea, we can have typhoid, jaundice, cholera. So these are all caused by the infected food and water if we are consuming that is infected, sometimes by houseflies also. So we are advised not to keep any stagnant water or in your coolers or anywhere. The drain should be clear wherever you are living. Sometimes by direct contact also. So these are the viral, fungal and bacterial diseases. Diseases like ringworm, chickenpox, measles, common cold. These are the communicable diseases and are caused by the direct contact. Or sometimes, like, you're sharing the towels handkerchief or toys you're playing, because you don't know where the virus can stick on, and unknowingly you touch those things through air, like the person is coughing, sneezing or spitting. So what this do, it spread the germs in the air and causes common cold, flu, viral fever or measles. See, virus is actually a dead organism, and once it comes in the contact of host or any body which is living, it starts dividing. So it takes the function mechanism of the host. Otherwise, it is a dead organism. Spread, how it is done is, one most important is the insect. Insect, these are the blood-sucking insects like mosquitoes and fleas, malaria, dengue, and plague. This you can see, this is female Anopheles mosquito. What does it cause? It causes malaria. That is also a very infectious disease. Mosquito is also there, which causes dengue. One rat flea, this causes the plague. So various these mosquitoes and insects are responsible for causing so many diseases, which if we suffer from will create problems to our body also, and we will be unwell and cannot, our systems in our body, which are the like digestive system, our respiratory system, we are not able to work properly. So these mosquitoes, sometimes you can call them as the carriers. Nowadays, you see how the weather is like during the summers also or winters. Wherever there are mosquitoes, there are certain diseases, especially in the remote areas, you see, when there is not good facilities of the water and all. So these diseases happens. Now, I'll share again. So this is through insects, the blood-sucking insect like mosquito we talk about. And if it is a damaged skin, like the skin is damaged, the skin protective wall. See, we have a skin all over the body, so it protects our skin. That is the protective wall for us. If sometimes we fall down or if we got a cut in the skin anywhere, what happens? Germs enter the skin. If we are all okay, if we do not have any cut or wound, the germs will not enter. Once it get damaged, germs can enter freely. For example, tetanus is also one disease which can cause, this is also an infectious disease which can be caused by the entry of germs. So we should be very careful while playing also. And suddenly if we falls down, we should immediately just dress up our wound properly and should be covered so that the germs may not enter our body, and it will not, we should not get that much disease which is not required for the body, because we have to just keep these things very safe, and skin should be in a very good position. Now, how to prevent yourself from these infectious diseases? First of all, keep yourself and your surrounding clean. Okay? Your surrounding should be neat and clean. You should live in a very sanitized and hygienic area. Your surrounding everywhere should be neat and clean, properly broomed, and the cleaning should be done in the house or outside your house. There should be no garbage. Everything should be in a proper place. The mosquitoes and house flies will not just keep on flying here and there, because they comes whenever there is dirt or dust, so it should not be there. Secondly, garbage should also always be kept in the closed bins, so means you have to put it in the dustbin. House should be airy and allow sunlight to enter. Airy means proper ventilation should be there in your house. When we'll talk about the lesson of house, we will just study this also, why it is required, so that proper sunlight will enter. And where there is no sunlight, see, lot of mosquitoes and insects breed. So proper sunlight and air should enter your house. Disinfectants and antiseptic should be used to clean the floors, bathrooms, drains, and bedspread. You have to prevent the breeding of insect. How the insect can breed? If your drains are not clean, or if there is lot of dirt outside your house near the drains, or the whatever the dust is coming out, whatever the garbage is coming out is not kept properly. So these things should be, we have to keep in mind, these things should not happen. Infected person and his belongings must be kept away from others. As we all know, nowadays we have been advised, all of us, there is a strict warning from everywhere, from the doctors, that we should not just touch anything of any person who is infected, or any belonging to her or him, whatsoever is this, and the eating utensils or the clothes or wherever the person was staying. Because see, these viruses are, they are not dead organism. Once they are on anybody, once they are on any body, or they are like, the person who is infected obviously is having virus and germs. So if you got contact with them, those virus will stick to you. And once they stick to you, they will penetrate into your body through your nose, your smell, or through your mouth. So you are advised, just be away from them, or you should wear proper mask so that you should not get infected with those person. So you should be like, those belongings must be kept away from others. This is also one of the thing that you can be keep away. And nowadays you are advised that also, that boil drinking water for 10 to 15 minutes. Like the water is filtered, that is okay, but it should be boiled. Boiling will kill each and every germ. So your water should be boiled properly. Then only you can drink it, and it will be away from germs. And also it should be little lukewarm, so that your throat, if if any infection anyhow, though you are taking care of, but anyhow if any infection comes, it will be over in your throat only, and you will not fall ill. Now for those viral diseases, certain vaccines are formed. And so first of all, we'll talk about what are vaccines. See, these are actually made up of those virus or those germs which are dead, okay? And those are the weak germs of that particular disease. For example, like if we want to prepare a vaccine for corona, then those weak germs of that particular virus only, that particular weak virus only, we have to make vaccine out of it. So nowadays it is advised to donate your plasma also. See, plasma is one of the fluid of the blood, like blood fluid, which is present in the body. So people nowadays are, in some cities, they are advised in some countries to donate their plasma, because now those persons who are already infected with coronavirus have those dead organisms, like that weak germs in their body, or because it is in their blood also. So if they will donate that plasma, that would be very helpful for the people who are involved in all this scientific research to make that particular vaccine. Once you got infected with particular thing, then you will have the immunity now to back fight with some. Like for example, if you are suffering from cold, okay, then you go for a doctor and take all the antibiotics and everything. There is a course of a week, or you can say 5 days. And when you have that medicine, so after, you can say for a few months, we will not suffer out of it. Why? Because now your body is immune. Now body has got enough immunity to fight against if any type of bacteria or virus again attacks you. So your WBCs have become strong now. So people, especially children, are given the injections because they are very small, and the immunity is also very not that much like those which are in the young people. So their small injections are given called vaccines, and to prevent them from getting serious diseases. We have so many vaccines like for chicken pox, diphtheria, polio also. It is also a deadly virus, or you can say. So these are all vaccines made up of very small quantities of dead or the weak germs of a particular disease. So how they are given to a person, how they are given to the patient, either they are swallowed or injected through an injection. You might have remembered whenever you are small, you have been taken for an injection, or those who are very small ones in your house, the smaller ones like 6 months, 1 year, or 2, 3 years. I think it will go till 5 years of age. But now certain new vaccines are there, so it can be taken like vaccines for cancer is also coming. Certain, not all the cancers, but certain cancers it is coming. Hepatitis also there is a vaccine. So either they are swallowed or injected. When they enter the body, they produce substance capable of fighting against any future attack from that germs of that disease. See, why we are given those vaccines? So that we will not got the attack of that particular disease. For example, you have been given a vaccine of chickenpox, okay? If you are having that vaccine in the body, the immunity will automatically build up. And if the chickenpox, or if you come across with the virus or those germs, then you will not get caught with that. No future attack from those type of germs will happen. So this is what called immunity. So sometimes we have of our own body also, and sometimes given artificially also. For small children, it is very important to have this vaccine, otherwise they may fall ill. Nowadays, you might have heard the warning also from the government and from the doctors. They are advising that this virus which is going on is deadly for the old people and the small children, because they have little less immunity. For children, it is the case, like, because they are very small and they have not got all the vaccines which is required for them. And old people, you know, they are little old, and there are so many, the WBCs are also not that much powerful to fight back with the diseases. So all of them are advised to stay safe at home and not to go out, just to prevent themselves from this attack of virus. Now we got the vaccines such as for measles, we got typhoid, tetanus, polio, mumps. And children should be given vaccines for tuberculosis, polio, diphtheria, pertussis, tetanus, and measles. What I told you, I spoke about this only. Up to the age of 5, they are given the smaller ones. They are given all the vaccines, and they had a fever also for a day, because when something enters in your body, so obviously the temperature will rise in anything which enters to your blood. So it is obvious that temperature will enter, the temperature, there will be a rise. That means the vaccine is properly injected in your body, and now your body or your WBC or your blood is now capable enough so that there will be no attack of other disease. So in this topic, we study about what are diseases. Diseases is anything which is caused by the attack of germs, or sometimes by the deficiency of certain vitamin or mineral in the body. Then we talk about the infectious diseases. What can be the infectious diseases? What is the mode of infection? How they can be spread by mosquitoes or through dirty water, or if we do not keep the garbage properly. So this is all we talk about in this lecture. Now, I think one more thing is left. Now, how to prevent the disease? That is the last part of this lecture, so that we can study again. So for this lecture, this is it for the lecture.